Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and ever will. And salutation and much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, which actually has got two different articles inside. But hey, as we see how things are shaping up, a prophecy is moving forward as far as, being fulfilled. All right, now you have to understand the approach of a prophecy. It's not like you're going to go to bed one night and things are one way, and then you wake up the very next morning and things are in complete chaos. We've been speaking about World War III for the longest time. And whenever you have certain situations, like back when I remember they made and I believe through the spirit that this was because of our vibration that we had been pushing. But when you had the Soleimani attack, where basically the U.S. Assassinated an Iranian general, you had this trend that went across on the internet called World War III memes. Well, I watched the video. It was Mentally Mitch, and they was showing. If you know who he is, he just makes fun of how you call it, social media posts, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, and all these different sites. But it was a trend of people that was making jokes about World War III. All right. And so, in the spirit, I believe that, a lot of people had come across the Israelites and listening to us speak about World War III and everything else like that. They laughed and joked about all these different things. Same with the UFO situation. All right. In the Area 51. But going back to the World War III memes, at first, it was all fun and jokes and everybody laughed at us and laughed and scorned. But when that attack happened, that fear fell upon the people. Oh, shit, maybe what they were saying was true. All right. But hey, and then, things died down. Same with the 2020, slowdown of everything. People's mouths were shut. People were starting to ask us questions about things. And then all of a sudden, they got back to wickedness is normal. All right. But it's because the scriptures say, hey, one day to the Most High is like 1,000 years to man. So they believe in their minds, that, things are supposed to just pop off, like that. But we know and understand that things take time. All right. The scriptures say, uh, the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High. He turneth it whithersoever he will, roughly paraphrasing, meaning that, hey, the Lord is the one that's directing their steps. So you have to think it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, and a little bit there. But at the end, it's going to come into a, how you would say, the bigger picture, just like putting together a puzzle. You don't just like elementary school or kindergarten level type puzzles. There may be 3 or 4 pieces and it's easy to assemble it. All right, but then the more difficult level puzzles that you get, 100-piece puzzle, 1,000-piece puzzle, it takes a lot longer to put the puzzle together before you can see the picture. All right, yet you're putting pieces together. Oh, we made a connection over here. You may have gotten a whole corner piece together. But hey, just because you got that corner piece together doesn't mean that you're about to finish the puzzle right then and there. All right, so hey, in this here scenario, we're starting to see a lot of different things happen. And it's just like, again, using that puzzle analogy, you got, 4 different corners put together. Now you're starting to fill in the center. All right, with these here prophecies, whether it be the mark of the beast being one corner being put together. All right, the famine of the word being another corner. All right, World War III being another corner. All right, you have all these different things that's taking place, that shapes up to, this end game goal. Now, in the midst of this here World War III, you have what? The beast starting to hate the whore. All right, and this is one of the major things that's going on. But along with that, filling in that same corner, all right, what's leading to that scenario? Like I said, people would think that they would just wake up one day and see these things take place. Remember some years back talking about the F-35 program with Turkey and the S-400s. Well, that was a small piece and a portion. All right, now you have the Saudis being snubbed by America, and then them not taking it so lightly no more, and then all of a sudden slashing oil prices. Now they trying to join up with Russia. Basically cutting the American tie. All right, which would uphold the petrodollar. All right, and then America's rulership, basically. Give knocking the feet from up under their legs. All right. But then you also have, like, we're going to go into this here scenario, we're going out with World War III and arming NATO or arming Ukraine. All right. Bringing NATO out with that. Well, what is that causing? All right. We've done articles on, in different places, whether it be in France and Britain, Czech Republic, all these different places where you have the people starting to protest over, inflation and economic woes and things like that, because they can't afford this and they can't afford that because of, the sanctions put on Russia. All right, and the energy crisis and energy prices that's taking place, that's starving them at the banks. All right, now let's read these two articles real quick or roughly go over them. All right, but like I've been saying beforehand, you putting these world leaders over there in a tough spot because they have one or two choices. It's either A, you know, they follow along with America, all right, and keep going down their path, but the blowback of that is economically strangling them out, and with that strangle process, what happens? You have the people that start uproaring and uprising and wanting to overthrow your government. You just had what's that lady named Truce pretty much get booted out over there for her economic ties, and she didn't even have enough time to move her shit up into office before they booted her up out of there, man. All right, you have the same thing. Uproars of the people over there in France as well. All right. And then now we're going to read about this here German situation. But hey, even at least in France, Macron is walking the line carefully. All right. When they saying, and also like Germany, but they're like saying, hey, look, man, we don't want to just jump up into this here conflict. All right. We want to toe the line. We don't want to arm them and we don't want to do all these different things. But hey, America has forced them to do this. So as those world leaders, they have to, on one side, economic collapse, which is going to in turn cause uproars and riots to the people, ousting them, all right, and having a civil war in their borders, or they have to worry about America cutting them off, all right. So hey, in this fight with Russia, the attacks that's coming back on them isn't even from Russia. It's from their own side. It's either from their own people or from America. All right. And it's just like, if you don't attack Russia, this is what's going to, or if you attack Russia, your people going to come up against you, not just say if you attack Russia, but if you, keep aiding in this here war, your own people are going to come up against you. And if you don't, America's going to come up against you. And if you, like I said, attack Russia, if you decide to attack Russia, then Russia's going to attack you. So these people are in a tough spot, like the scripture say, perplexed, distress upon nations with perplexity. All right. They don't have a clear decision. It's not an easy decision to make. All right. But this one here says increased in German military objectives amid Ukraine conflict. So, hey, the spiritual and funny thing about all this here stuff is that with these people that's going to supposedly aid in America in this proxy war against Russia. All right, these people are, they got Russia phobias, Russia fault. But all the people besides the media here in America, right? But everywhere else, all these people that's crying, sighing and crying about this here conflict, they're not sighing and crying about what Russia doing to them. They saying that NATO is the problem. We don't want to deal with NATO no more. If it wasn't for NATO, we wouldn't be in this here problem. We wouldn't be having, energy crisis. So like you understand with the Nord Stream situation, hey, if it wasn't for NATO, they'd be still getting their oil over there. All right. So this one says, with NATO growing ever more involved in Eastern Europe, the number of requests for dismissal has nearly quadrupled this year. All right. It says nearly 4 times as many German soldiers, reservists, and other trained personnel have asked to leave the service this year in 2021. It says this increase comes as Germany deepens its involvement in Ukraine and seeks to rebuild its armed forces. So what you really have going on over here is, hey, these German troops is trying to not enlist, but basically delist. They're trying to get about the military. They don't want to go to this here conflict because they know at the end all be all how it's going to end for them with a nuclear conflict. And because they're the ones that's on the front lines, their countries is closer to Russia to begin with. At the end all be all, they're going to get hit with missiles first. All right. If it was to play out like that, but we know spiritually, according to the prophecy that they're going to join sides with Russia. But, and even before all that happens, they see the consequences right now, man. The Nord Stream pipelines getting blown up. Gas and energy is being used as a weapon against them. Not really as a weapon against them. It's being used as a suicide attempt against them. They the ones decided to follow off with America and everything else like that. That's pretty much committing suicide, man. All right. So, hey, it's just like, you at a job with somebody and your friend, disgruntled, he keeps showing up to work late and everything else like that from his own doing. And the boss telling him, hey, look, man, you can't be late no more, this and that. And he decided to go off his rocker, man. To hell with y'all. Bump that. I quit. And then he look at you like, bro, you better quit too. Like, what the hell I would need to quit for? I mean, this is how I pay my bills and everything. You the one should have showed up on time. This is your issue. I'm not finna just jump off the that would be financial suicide for me, man. That you go handle your business. All right. But hey, this is what America wants them to do. Let me look at this other. Here it is right here. It says Germany and France agree on pushback against the U.S. plans. All right. And so, hey, as the scriptures say, they're going to be promising you peace while plotting to deceive you and destroy you. It says the leaders of Germany and France have reportedly reached consensus. Now, you can go back to, a while back, a couple years back, where these two nations were upset with America over basically the F-35 program. You know, they're being forced to go into there and being forced to keep spending on a NATO budget and everything. When they decided, you know, and there was a deal with the F-35s where, you know, it pretty much locked them into this here scenario, and then these other nations into the scenario, which canceled out a deal that the Germans and the French had, you know, with a joint aircraft program, you know, a German Franco joint aircraft program that they was going to create their own aircraft together and they was going to sell it. All right. But right now, all the arms and the weaponry and planes and shit that they use pretty much all come from America, man. So in order for you to be in NATO, you got to buy these arms and everything else like that, you know, and then they want to make money for these things, man. All right. It says the leaders of Germany and France have reportedly reached a consensus that the EU will have to retaliate against the U.S. if it goes ahead with the planned tax cuts and energy benefits aimed at encouraging firms to shift production stateside. So, hey, you know, America, what you have to understand is, again, America is behind, basically. Unofficially, they didn't announce, but they're the only ones that benefit from it, and we see how they're moving after this. They're the ones who pretty much destroyed that Nord Stream pipeline, but before that, they told Germany not to certify Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which brings in the natural gas over to Europe and through Germany and stuff like that, which benefits them. But see, America's like, nah, bump that. We're going to blow it up and make sure that y'all don't certify it and everything. Y'all don't use that. And then the very next day after they blew it up, guess what? America done pretty much opened up their own pipeline, all right, to push in natural gas over there. So they get all the money from it. So they can circumvent anybody else. You know, they're trying to hoard all these different things. So now they also saying, hey, look, we're going to introduce production from, you know, from America's side, producing out to them so that they have their own allies into their own fist, man. You know, they got them on a puppet string. It says the news website Political claimed on Thursday that Chancellor Olaf Scholz and President Emmanuel Macron are both concerned over the White House Inflation Reduction Act, which they deem protectionist. The matter was reportedly discussed at the launch of in Paris the day before, according to the outlet, citing people familiar with the discussion. The two leaders agreed that the state subsidiary plan announced by the U.S. would constitute unfair competition and should not go unanswered. So, hey, they got a monopoly on the game that, you know what I'm saying, it's only benefiting them. Now, these nations are starting to wake up because they had drinking that Babylonian juice. Now they mad. Now they waking up. It's like, look, bro, everything that we got, they telling us, you know, they transgressing by one. All these laws, they telling us, hey, just jump into this plan with us. Be a part of this here plan with this. It's only benefiting them. Only benefiting America, but it's not benefiting us. In fact, it's all hurting us. You said follow you with the Ukraine. Well, that just raised up our energy prices and cut us off from our energy supply. You said to join you with this here energy program, but you the only one making money off of it, and you charging us an arm and a leg for it. We would have been better off dealing with Russia this whole time, man. You know, you told us to go over here with this conflict with the Ukraine, but now all of a sudden we in the target sites of Russia, man. All right, you putting us in an economic stance, economic hardship. Now all of our citizens are uprising and protesting. Our soldiers in the military deciding they want to leave and shit like that. Our whole countries are crumbling right before our eyes just because we followed you, and you ain't doing nothing to help us out with these things, man. Are you just telling us to double down on what we already doing, man? All right. It says Politico noted that the agreement came despite differences in opinions between Scholz and Macron on other issues, including energy and defense. To counteract Washington's plan, Paris and Berlin reportedly agreed to propose a similar EU-wide incentive scheme for business. So basically, like the America First, they're trying to go like on European first. All right. So I'm not gonna read any more of this, but basically that they're trying to create their own plan, to combat these things, man. All right, but at the end all be all, man, this is what's going on with America and their allies, man. All right, they're all starting to look to the other side, look into other places to try to find a way out. All right, let's look at Obadiah 1:7. Hey, but look, this is how this all is going to shape up to their end all the end of their so-called how they say we have a they always say this with certain nations. We have a tight relationship with so on and so forth, our dear friends and everything else like that. But hey, man, this is all coming to an end. All right. I don't know how this happened. All right, here we go. Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have bought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee. All right. So the men that was at peace. All right. with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, and they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There's no understanding in him. All right, so the ones that eat thy bread, the ones that take your, your so-called Babylonian juice, man. All right, take your aid and everything else like that. So, like I said, man, these nations are all being sponsored, not sponsored, but they all get certain perks in NATO. Yeah, they pay into NATO, but at the end all be all, they get the top state of the art airplanes, firepower, and all these different things. They get protection in this big conglomerate, but they're looking at each other like, what good is all this they're doing if what the hell we need protection from Russia for when Russia need us and we need Russia? Like, Russia's not our enemy right about now. Like, what the hell? Why we need to be in this here group that's aimed to protecting us from Russia and Russia attacking us when we see Russia ain't trying to attack us? If anything, we attacking Russia, and Russia don't even want to smoke with us because they the ones selling us natural gas and energy, which is making them rich and is keeping our lights on. So we don't need to be fighting up against Russia. All right. But yet and still, hey, they looking at that bread. It's like, why do I need this when it's only costing me, it's like you being in a small canoe, right? And somebody coming by and they got this big ass ship and they like, look, bro, we got a 5 shipping containers full of gold, 10 tons of this here gold, man. We're going to give it to you for free. But hey, in your greed, you can sit there and say, let's take on this here 5 tons of gold into your little ass canoe. But guess what? Your little ass canoe is going to sink. What good is the damn 5 tons of gold if you can't put it on the damn little canoe that you in? You're going to wind up losing your whole ship at that point in time. Like, well, yeah, that's a good deal, but I can't really bring this on board. I'm about to lose everything. So it's not really worth the trade. All right. Let's read that in NLT. It says, all of your allies will turn against you. They will help chase you from your land. They will promise you peace. All right. All your allies will turn against you. It says they will chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. And you see this on a lot of different ends. Going back to Saudi Arabia, an American ally. America supports and supplies them with their whole military, and their protection and everything else like that. In return, that they would basically be a pawn and a puppet for them when it comes to oil production. And now all of a sudden they acting out of their own interests, and in fact they're asking to join the BRICS nations, man. They asking to basically be from up off of that American situation and going into their own deal with Russia. All right, so they will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. And going into these same things. Well, let me read the next line. It says, your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. So, hey, it's kind of in the open right about now what they planning on doing, man. It's in the articles and everything else like that. It's like, look, man, this is what America doing. This is what we're going to have to do in return. All right. Because, hey, we're not going to just, we see what the game plan is. Like I said, man, again, going back to that analogy of you being in a little small ass canoe, right? And you see somebody that's out there kind of stranded and you decide, hey, I'll help you out. Hey, can I get on your boat? Yeah, you can get on my boat. And then, I don't know if it was a cartoon or a movie. Something was like this when I was young. But it was like, yeah, you can get in. It's like, all right, hold on 1 second. And they go and start bringing half their shit onto your boat or your canoe. And they're like, hold on, that's not it. They go back for more and more and more. And before you know it, your damn boat is sinking, man. You got to reevaluate what the hell is going on. So the whole time that you over here, they're, how do I say? They saying that everything is fine. Hey, they see what's going on to their boat, man. Look, man, this nigga over here bringing all this shit on the boat. And every time you go back for another trip to re-up on more of the shit that you got going, they're like, man, all right, look, the next time this nigga go back to go get some more shit, we're going to pull off on his ass and throw this shit back overboard because, hey, if we allow him to keep bringing shit on board, we're going to both sink. All right, so, hey, this is what these nations are starting to sober up to realize right about now, man. All right, it says all of your allies will turn against you. They will help chase you from the land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. And again, this is what you have going on right about now, man. All right. All of their allies are starting to turn on them. All right. We have this as well that, is coming to play now more than ever. All right. What 1 in 17 or 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. So, hey, and the thing that you have going on with this is the fact that, hey, they're starting to hate the whore based off of what? Again, the actions that they have going on, man. It's like you got, again, another analogy. You got that friend. Hey, man, I'll help you out, do this and that. He fall on hard times. You got your own place and everything. And you just like, hey, man, can I come stay with you, bro? I'm messed up out here, so on and so forth. And a lot of relationships actually ruin like this, man. You know, you let somebody become a roommate to you and whatever. You know, they might be friends and everything. And you let them stay with you for a minute to get up on their feet. Then, you know, all right, 2 weeks, you can get up on your feet. They get in for 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? They going, you know, they might have just lost a job or something like that. They got to go get another job. And you let them stay with you for 2 weeks and everything, you know, supposed to be going so well. And next thing you know, they eating up all your groceries, not putting no more groceries back in the damn refrigerator or the freezer. You know what I'm saying? They sitting at home all damn day playing a damn video game, caking on the phone, bringing all kind of people over at your house, not even trying to go find no job. You know, they messing up your house, not cleaning up the house, doing all kind of mess. And you looking around like, bro, this ain't no hangout spot, man. I allowed you to come stay here to get up on your feet. Now you done turn this to the hangout spot, man. You got you and all your friends over here. Y'all eating up all my food, causing all these dishes in the damn sink. You ain't doing not a damn dish up in here, bro. This ain't what I brought you in here for, man. Then all of a sudden you got to tell them they got to go. Then, you know, there's how do I say, you know, there's always a split in that relationship at that point in time. They're like, oh man, I thought we was friends. I thought we was cool. I thought we was this. I thought we was that. Like, yeah, I did too. But then you came and you took advantage of me. Now, you know, I see that you was only using me for your own benefits. And this is what you see going on right now where the beast is starting to hate the whore. Oh, you only use me for these here benefits, man. All right, but we don't get no benefit in that relationship with the friend in the apartment. Like, yo, I'll let you stay with me for you to get up on your feet. Now you got a place to party. You got all this food to eat. You didn't, you know, got a place in the internet or you play your damn video games all day long. What do I get the benefit out of this? I'm not benefiting at all out of this, man. You didn't ate up all my groceries. That's a grocery bill. Ran up all my electricity. That's an electricity bill. You know, ran up all my water just chilling up in my house and everything. Water bill. You know what I'm saying? And then you got your friends all over here. You taking up my own personal space. I ain't got no peace and no privacy in my own home. All right. Then you made my house a mess. You're not even going to clean it up, man. All right. And then when I bring it up to you, now you want to start snapping at me and then yelling at me, getting mad with me, bro. Don't leave me alone, bro. Now I feel hostage in my own house, man. All right. I got to do something to get this nigga up out my house, man. All right. And this is what you see going on with America and their allies, man. All right, they all starting to look at America now and look at them as like, matter of fact, let's go ahead and read that because they're starting to call you out on your BS, man. All right, Isaiah 14 and 16. Hang on one second. Yeah, Isaiah 14 and 16. Hold on, that's not the one I wanted. I want to grab this in Habakkuk. It's Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man and neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So transgressing by this here wine, his philosophies, his deals that he's cutting with these different nations, right? But hey, he neither keepeth at home. All right, you had your own resources over there. You was making your own money over there. We trying to make our own money and our own trade deals over here. All right, let me read that in the NLT. It says, wealth is treacherous and the arrogant are never at rest. All right, hey, we can't have our own deals over here without you trying to stick your nose in every damn thing, man. Let us get a little bit of money. You got to keep that world dominance over all of us, man. It says they open their mouths wide as the grave, and like death they're never satisfied. And their greed have they gathered up many nations and swallowed many people. All right, so hey, this is what you have going on, man. But these nations, the scriptures say, the nations have drunken of her wine. Now, therefore, the nations are mad. All right. It says, verse 6, soon, well, let me just read in the NLT. It says, but soon their captors will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. All right. And hey, that's what do you think is the mindset of these nations in Germany and France right now? All right. Saudi Arabia. Now, they over here looking like, yo, y'all been plundering and doing all these different things. All right. You know, hey, you about to get what you deserve. All right, it says, with sorrow await you thieves, now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion. How much longer can this go on? So, hey, America got rich over the extortion to look at Saudi Arabia with the petrodollar and everything else like that. Hey, we need y'all to change up these prices for certain things and so to benefit us. But then now all of a sudden they doing the opposite, putting America in a hard spot. It says, suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all that you have while you stand trembling and helpless. All right, so, hey, they about to turn on you, man. All right, even your own allies. It says, because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. you committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. All right. And so, hey, this is what you have going on. It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained by dishonesty. All right. And America was built off of dishonesty, right? You believe your wealth will buy you security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. But hey, all this here, heaping all this here, war and everything else like that, and trying to bring these nations again up under you and everything else like that is doing nothing more but putting you in a target site, man. This whole Ukraine thing is bringing them to their own demise. This whole situation that they have going on with these backdoor deals with these other nations and everything else like that is only bringing them closer and closer, like the scriptures say. It's going to lead them to the king of terrors, man. But it's ultimately bringing them to their own destruction, all right? But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Mahashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone and taught us this truth and ever will. And citation, much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.